Today, we are worshipping Adi Shakti. I think this is the most important puja because it is the power of Adi Shakti that has given you self-realization, that has given you the truth, that has given you the power of compassion and love. That's the power that separated from Sadashiva. And this power wanted herself to create this complete universe. Universes after universes. She is creative and loving. With her love, she did this great creation of this world also. This is a specially selected planet, which was very beautifully brought in the center between the sun and the moon for the creation of ultimately the human beings. This is her great work with such love and affection, and with very great hope that her children will know the truth and will get the ultimate knowledge about themselves and about everything else. As you have read in the Bible about how Adi Shakti came in the form of a snake and told human beings that you have to know the knowledge. Adam and Eve, and to Eve especially, and they accepted to eat the fruit of knowledge. Because they would have remained just like animals, without knowing anything subtleties of life. Little higher animals maybe. That once they ate the fruit, they started feeling that there is something wrong, the way they are without any clothes. So, they brought some leaves of the tree and covered them. So the first knowledge came was of chastity. Because Shri Ganesha was established and his influence brought forth this consciousness that we have to cover our bodies. We are no more animals. Only the animals, of course they are not standing, so it's all right, are not aware of it. With the knowledge of chastity, gradually human beings started growing into beautiful nations. But there are so many things which were still to be known, to be aware of it. You may be aware of many things, but unless and until you get your spiritual awakening, unless and until you get your self-knowledge, all other knowledge is absolutely nothing. With this self-knowledge only, you become powerful. The real power is of love and compassion. Today, when you see the whole world is busy fighting, and they are trying to protect people from wars and creating great, huge protecting instruments. The whole world seems to be in a mad race of killing each other, of destroying each other, of competition, ambition, leading to fighting and then to greater wars. They are fighting for a piece of land. So ignorant they are. Can you carry even a pinch of this land with you when you die? When you are born, you come with closed wrists. When you die, you go with open hands. What do you take with you? All right, you may not like to take anything, but do you enjoy whatever you think is so great for which you are fighting? Why this fighting going on among all nonsensical people? It's surprising how people give up their peace, give up their understanding when it comes to a piece of land. And the whole thing has moved into a very wrong direction and going towards complete destruction. The thing that has made human beings so much suffering because of all their ignorance by which they have all those habits, all those attractions, all those identification, which is so ruinous, which will ruin all of them, each one by one. They have to take to sense, and they have to take to their self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is the key for a savior to give to people. We have had so many saints. We have had so many Sufis. We had Tao people, we had Zen people. All kinds of realized souls came on this earth. They all suffered, they were tortured, nobody understood them. But now the time has come for you to know the truth, but truth which is not dry, truth which has compassion, truth that encompasses everyone, that brings the complete view of our existence. Why are we here on this earth? What is our purpose? What should we do? Adi Shakti's powers are such, of love and compassion, that makes you understand yourself first. The love for you is very, very limited. There's no awareness of your own being. Just imagine what a great task is for you. How much you have to be seriously becoming aware of yourself first. That is extremely important. First, you have to be aware of yourself. And now you have the light of your spirit. In the light of that spirit, you can see what you are. And you can see how far you are going, how wrong things you are doing, what harm you are doing to yourself. And you have a power to cure it, to improve it, and to come to your senses. These are the most important times. You will never get these times again. You never had it in the history, and you can never get it in the future. This is the time you have got. Not only the awareness, not only the self-knowledge, but you know how to do it. Otherwise, about the saints, about those people, Tao and Zen people, they have just described what a person with self-knowledge is, how he behaves, how his style is, how he is so different from others. But none of them have said how you become that. No one has been able to say that. Nobody has been able to do that also. Because perhaps most of them didn't know about Kundalini. And those who knew also could not talk about it to people. So the greatest work of the Adi Shakti is to put the Kundalini in your sacrum bone. This Kundalini is not the Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti is a much greater thing, much bigger thing, much wider thing, much deeper, much stronger, much more powerful. Kundalini is the reflection of Adi Shakti power. And when she rises, you know what happens to you and how you get your realization. But you have to be very watchful. Are you really a compassionate person? If you are compassionate, the first thing that will happen to any compassionate person, I think, will be to help others, to emancipate others. They cannot be satisfied with their own achievements and with their own state of self-realization. It cannot happen. What was the need for Adi Shakti to do all these efforts, to work so hard? You know that. I had to work very, very hard. But from my very childhood, I have worked very hard. And I have gone through very difficult times. Very, very difficult times according to human understanding. But the worst time I have when I see those people whom I have given realization, those who are self-realized people, they are the ones who have no responsibility for others, and if they have, it is very little. They don't have that compassion and don't have that love that we have to today save the world, save the humanity. That's our, not only our principal work, but the only work that we have to do. All other things are going to achieve nothing except for your own efforts, individual efforts to give self-realization to others and give them this knowledge. This knowledge is so easy to understand. It is very subtle, no doubt. And as I've told you, that the quantum theory they are talking about now, the scientists, is that they have seen those miraculous waves of lights and they are trying to find out something about it. It cannot be that some Sahajogis will rise above others. Every one of you have to know that this is a very special thing that has happened to you. Even if you had gone to Himalayas, even if you have starved yourself, even if you have been singing the praise of God for years, even you had done all kinds of rituals and penances, you could not have got your realization. That would not have been possible. I knew this, and that's why I have to work very hard. Facing all kinds of problems, all kinds of turmoils, all kinds of pressures. What was the thing? Just to see that you all are created and you are all my hands. You have to work. Every finger has to work. And that is what I have been telling you, that now it is our responsibility to see that we become not only Sahajogis ourselves, but blossoming time. And many, many Sahajogis we should have. It's a work of Adi Shakti. Try to understand this. It's not work of any saint. It's not work of any incarnation. is not work of any politician and not work of any big leader. It is the work of Adi Shakti, which is so transparently showing its results in you. Now it is for you to see. To please me is your ardent desire, I know. I see how you love me and how you want to do for me. The greatest thing you can do for me is to spread Sahaja Yoga. It's a very special, extremely difficult blessings you have got. You didn't have to do any efforts. You didn't have to pay any money. You don't have to get sick with rituals. You got it spontaneously. But that doesn't mean that it's sort of your birthright to get it. It's the work of Adi Shakti. And the work of Adi Shakti has to be shown in your life. With the compassion, without any reward. People have tried to spread their religion by showing compassion to poor people, looking after the poor people, handicapped people. There is no need actually for Sahaja Yogis to do that. What they have to do is to transform other people. Find out ways and methods how you can transform, how you can spread the message of Adi Shakti. Put your mind to it and you will know how you can manage it. There should be all the time a compelling desire that we have to find out method by which we can spread Sahaja Yoga. Otherwise, it's like what Christ has described, that some seed fell on the marshy land and they sprouted but never grew. You can only grow in the real sense of the word and become something very, very special and real by knowing what you can do. I have a vision, no doubt, and I've been talking about it quite a lot. But it ends up with the puja is not a good thing. I know some countries are very difficult. Try to find out what is the problem. Why? It is so very difficult. Attention has to be paid to this, that what other human beings are doing to destroy themselves, as if it is the part and parcel of the same game which we call as the last judgment. But let us, through our compassion and love, save as many as possible. This is the work of Adi Shakti, not the work of any saint or any incarnation. They are all there, no doubt. They are all with us. all the time to help us. But you people have the power of Adishakti, which is very great, which is very penetrating, which is miraculous, it's so effective. But unless and until you become aware of your own powers, how will you work it out? It would be like a dead machine that has everything, but nobody is there to work it out. All the time, I had to go through very, very hazardous times. And sometimes I felt that I may have to take another birth. The way things were so difficult for me. But now, for you it has been very easy. As if the one who makes the road has to work very hard. But those who walk on that, they don't realize how easily they have got it. And if they realize this, then they will realize also, let many walk on this road, which was created with such patience, understanding, and love. I have to really see, you all Sahajogis, doing your level best to change this world, has to be changed. As it is, humanity has to be saved through you and nobody else. No president, no prime minister, no minister, none of these people can change the world and save it. It is you who are entitled. You have got this power. Do you realize your own status, your own being, which has risen so high? It is not there. If that realization is there, you would go all out to express your love and compassion to other people, to make them realize what they are. Only with Sahajoga you can save this world. There's no other way out. Whatever you may try, say to help the poor, to help this and that, is something very, very superficial. Best thing is to give realization to every person you see. We have seen children, they are coming up. There will be great Sahajogis also, I can see that. But before them, you have to show your own merits of what you have done. It's not a static work. It's a big movement which has to be really explosive. And unless and until such a great step is taken, I don't know who will be blamed for the doomsday. You are the one who have to build up the destiny of human beings. Don't consider as yourself as something nothing. You could never have got your realization. You would never have come to me. Among so many, you are the ones who came to me and who asked for realization and got it. You know it cannot be forced. This realization cannot be forced. This awareness cannot be forced. And the growth of this awareness also cannot be forced. You have to develop that attention deep down within yourself and see for yourself what you have done. What you have done. If you are still busy with the money problem or the power problem and this problem and that, you are a problem. You are not a Sahaja. Sahaja is above everything else and is very powerful. Power will be achieved by them. Power of love and compassion. It is not only words of love. It is not only act of loving others, but it is a powerful personality that you will have, which will just emit that great divine light and can capture people. All should just take a very brave personality. I must say people have improved. Otherwise everybody used to write to me, this is wrong with me and that is wrong with my father, this is wrong with my great-grandmother and all kinds of things. That is over now. Much less, I must say much less. But instead of telling me about people who are sick, people who have failed, people who are still in a state that cannot be improved, attention should be changed. If there's one person who has got cancer anywhere, immediately at least 10 photographs will come to me. Leader will write to me, the vice leader will write to me, everybody will write to me that mother is such and such thing. Why? Is that my job? That person can be cured, we have hospitals, can be cured by photographs. But attention always goes now, the compassion part of it, to those people who are so-called suffering physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, also in the marriages. That's not your job. Neither mine. If they are sick, they should take a photograph and work it out. If it doesn't work, that means that it doesn't deserve. There is no need for you to treat them and to work it out, and if it fails to write to me that mother such and such person is sick, what's so important? Already we have so many healthy people going around. Why not use them first? Our job is not to cure people. Affection is all right, compassion is all right. It's a natural thing that our attention goes to sick people or to the poor people or to the people who are suffering. But what about Sahaja? If you have one sick person, 100 Sahajogis will get after that. What is the reason? Is it compassion? It's not. They want to prove that they can cure that person. It's not compassion. Compassion today is to transform human beings into sahajis, into good people. That is the love of Adi Shakti. Because those who are born have to die in any case. We should not be unkind, of course. But our attention should be how many people we are giving realization. It's a very common thing that people indulge more into so-called curing and improving and this. It's all right. Also, there are problems like in the marriages, you see, some married couple don't want to be there, it's all right, finish them. If they don't want to live together, let them go. We have many people who are sensible in this world, many people who are healthy in this world. Now, how can you go on struggling with people who don't want to live together and have problems? That's not your job. First of all, you are a spiritual worker. You are not a social worker. Of course, by the way, you can do social work. It doesn't matter, by the way. But the main thing for you is to transform human beings. With that, the greatest disease is of meanness, of cruelty, of torturing others, anger. All these diseases can be cured, which are internal, not external. That is today wanted. Every country is fighting and is tortured and is in peril all the time of getting destroyed. The only way you can do it is to give them realization. Now what happens is to be seen very clearly that when you give realization to someone and he values it and he grows into it, then you are protected. You are completely protected. Who protects you? You may say, the Adi Shakti, all right. But also, there is a destructive power working in this world. Not of negativity, but positive destructive power of Shiva. If he says that if Adi Shakti's work is going on well, he is happy. But he is sitting there and watching each and every person, each and every work of Sahajogis. And if he finds something really very wrong, I cannot control it. He destroys. I cannot go up to that point. He destroys. Not only destroys, but thousands he can destroy. Anywhere there is a calamity, we can say, like an earthquake or some sort of a hurricane, all these things come through the working of Shri Mahadeva. I can't help you there. But if you really give realization to people, all these can be averted. Of course, it is the whim, I should say, of Adi Shakti that she started this work of creating this world, of creating you and making you Sajogis. But your responsibility is also very important. You cannot be responsible. Maybe it was, I felt my responsibility. But there's a difference. I never felt it was my responsibility. Never felt this was my job. Never felt I have to do it. I did it. That's the one. That's the kind of personality you should have. You have to do it in a very humble manner, in a very beautiful manner. And you'll be amazed to see how you are protected, how you are supported, and how everything works out. The greatest joy you will get when you will find you can give realization to people. You can change their lives. Never you would feel such joy even if you get, say, a big lottery, maybe a big job or a big name or a very big award. No. The joy of creating Sajogis knows no bounds. It's such a joy-giving thing. You develop such fraternity, such solidarity as they call it, such oneness, such enjoyment of love, enjoyment of compassion. It's a different level of enjoyment. That's not like ordinary enjoyments. You are not to be afraid of me, but be afraid of yourself. Have a watch on yourself and see for yourself, what have you been doing so far? What have you done so far? Because you have been enlightened. If the enlightened people cannot give light, what's the use of having them? Look at these little candles. Whatever little light they have, they are giving that light. They are burning themselves to give that light. If we cannot give that light, what is the use of enlightenment? Enlightened doesn't mean the light for yourself only. The light of love, compassion, which is divine, which is not normal, which is not ordinary. As you see in the films, it is a divine love which works. And that is what makes me sometimes little weak when I hear that Sajogis now are getting involved in money, in cheating. I mean, all kinds of criminal activities they do. I can't understand. I can't believe it. After getting the highest, why do you want to go so low as that? Because you have not yet felt what you have got. You have not realized what you have got. And you don't respect yourself. Still, if you are on the same line and the same level, I must say, you have done no justice to me or to yourself. We have to work it out. Single-handed I have done it. Worked very hard, I must say, in the sense that I had to deal with horrible people, very unkind, very selfish, very cruel. But it doesn't matter. And such beautiful pearls I have discovered. But you must keep your luster and work it out. I'll be very happy to know that Sajoga is spreading with leaps and bounds, with great speed, and that people are really getting into that realm of peace, joy, and happiness. That's my dream, and I hope you all will work it up. Thank you very much.